Friends, hello and welcome on TechGuruSpeaks.com. Today I would like to describe one of the useful features of Java multi-threaded programming, and that is about Java daemon thread. A daemon thread in Java is basically used to provide services to the user threads or the worker threads for background supporting tasks such as garbage collection. It is a low priority thread and its life depends on the user threads. So that is the idea of a daemon thread. If all user threads die, Java Virtual Machine terminates this thread automatically. Essentially, when all user threads, that means non-daemon threads, finish, that means they have completed their task, the JVM halts and any remaining daemon threads are basically abandoned. That means the finally blocks are not executed and stacks are not unwound and the JVM just exits. So that is the typical properties of a daemon thread in Java. So due to this reason, the daemon threads should be utilized carefully. And it's dangerous to use them for the tasks that might perform any kind of IO operations. There are basically two important methods of the thread class that will be used for dealing with the daemon threads, like void set daemon with the parameter boolean status. This particular method is used to mark the current thread object as daemon thread or user thread. So if the parameter being passed is true, that means we are marking this thread as a daemon thread. Otherwise, if it is false, it is not a daemon thread. I mean to say it is basically a non-daemon thread. So the exception that is being attached with it are illegal thread state exception, that is for if only this thread is active, and security exception if the current thread cannot modify this thread. That is for the first one, that is void set daemon boolean status. Now for the second one, that is boolean is daemon, this particular method is used to check that current thread object is daemon thread or not. It returns true if the thread is daemon, else it returns false. So that is the basic concept of Java daemon thread. Now we are going to utilize this concept using coding examples, and that will be illustrated by using the Java NetBeans IDE, which is one of the most popular IDEs for Java programming. So let's move to the NetBeans IDE for coding demonstration. So here comes the NetBeans IDE. So I have written here two codes. The first code, that is named daemon thread test.java, it will be just demonstrating the usage of setDaemon method and isDaemon method that I discussed just now. So we are having a class named SimpleThread, which is being created by using the extends thread option. It is quite simple in terms of its structure. It is having a constructor that is basically calling its superclass constructor, that is the thread class itself, for object creation whenever we'll be trying to create the object. So it is done from using the main method of the daemon thread test class, that is the main class here, and it is obviously a public class. Now within run method we are going to show you which particular method is a daemon thread, provided the result of this method call is basically true. It will be showing it's a daemon thread, otherwise it will be showing that it's a user thread, that means a non-daemon thread. So that is the function of the run method here. It's pretty simple here. So now I am going to use here three Java threads by using this construct. So first, second and third, I have made the first thread as daemon thread because the argument is basically here true. So if I am setting the argument value as true for the setDaemon method, I have told it will become a daemon thread. Clear? Then I have tried to start all of them one by one. So now we are going to show you which of them are considered to be daemon thread and which are considered to be non-daemon thread, that means user thread. So in that side it's a simple program, but it will certainly be useful for showing the usage of the setDaemon method and the isDaemon method, which are two useful methods of the Java thread class. So it is showing the result here. Like second is a user thread. I have already told it several times that you cannot alter the sequence in which the programs are being run. So second is a user thread, first is a daemon thread. Because I have made it a daemon thread because the argument is true, and for the second and third it is basically a non-daemon thread, that means they are user threads. So the output is quite easy to understand. So let's move to the second program. So it will be a little bit complicated. So I would like to show you the example that the daemon threads are basically used to provide services for the user threads. That means that used to provide services for the user thread or the non-daemon threads. Actually they are performing the background supporting task for the daemon thread. Now it is having a class that is worker thread, extends thread. So boolean is daemon, it is the instance field of this class. So here it is the local field here. So it has been initialized with this particular value, and based on the value that we are passing here, so it will be a daemon thread or it will be a non-daemon thread. If we are passing here the value true, it will become a daemon thread, otherwise it will become a non-daemon thread, that means user thread. That is also written over here. So within run method we are going to show you whether it's a daemon thread or not. Clear? So now I am going to use a for loop here within the run method. So it will be doing to it will be actually trying to execute some of the statements here. So within the for loop we are having a try catch block. So the sleep method is there, that will be pausing the currently executing thread object. It is associated with the checked exception named interrupted exception. We are having finally also. Okay, and this is the line like worker thread ends. So that is the typical code structure being followed here. So here we are making it false. So new worker thread false dot start. Okay, first we will be passing the value false here and we'll see what output we are getting, and next we will be changing its value to true. Okay, so this is about the main thread because it is associated with the main method, that is part of the daemon thread testing, that is the main class obviously, and it will be showing that which particular thread is ending. So that is a typical example being created here. So just we are going to run it here. So basically here the value is false. So since the value is false, so it will be considered as a user thread. I mean to say worker thread will now be considered as a user thread. I mean to say the name is like worker thread, but it may be a daemon thread or may not be a daemon thread. That is the idea being implemented here, and it is based on the value that is being passed. I am passing it the value as false, so it will be a non-daemon thread. Okay, so that will be shown here based on the value that we have passed here. So it will be showing it. If it is true, it is daemon thread, otherwise it is a non-daemon thread. That will be shown here. So working for from worker thread 1 finally executed 1. So in that way it will be trying to print the statements inside the for loop, that is part of its body. I mean to say part of the run method, that is basically defined inside the worker thread class. So that is a normal execution sequence that we usually get here. So both of these are user threads, and they will follow any execution sequence that will be provided by the thread scheduler. We cannot alter the thread, say, running, I mean to say, in terms of their execution. So in the next running of the program, you might have a different sequence of the statements being executed. So it will be shown here like this, provided it's a non-daemon thread. Okay, so they are basically, both of these are non-daemon threads, the main thread as well as this worker thread object. Now we are going to change this value. So instead of using false here, I am going to make it true. Okay, so now I'll be running this program with this value as true. So it is showing here it's a, I'm a daemon thread. That means this thread is now a daemon thread. I mean to say here, say this thread has become a daemon thread here. So it will be just a service provider thread for the main thread. Okay, so here it has got its chance to execute only 3 lines of statement here, like finally block has been executed here for twice. Okay, because for each, say, iteration of the for loop, it will be, say, executing all of the lines like try, catch and finally here. So that is the normal execution scenario. But the thing is that since the main method, that is the idea of using the main thread, is having very little thing to do, I mean to say, it will be having a limited number of statements. So it is basically uh, not doing such kind of processing that will be taking too much time. So in that sense, it will be ended before the, say, daemon thread ends. So whenever the main thread ends, I mean to say the user thread ends, so that will also lead to the termination of the daemon thread, because the daemon thread is basically the service provider for the worker thread. That means main is the worker thread here, and for this thread, this worker thread is going to work. So if the main thread is not there, so what is the usefulness of the worker that, I mean to say, the daemon thread? Okay, so it will be basically shut down. So as a result, it will not be getting its chance, I mean to say, the worker thread being a daemon thread will not be getting its chance to complete its code statement that has been written inside the run method, because whenever the main thread will be ending, it has executed up to this, working from worker thread 3. So it will not be getting its chance to execute its finally block as well. So that is the idea. That means if it is a daemon thread, it will be providing services for the worker thread. Here it is the main thread, and if the main thread ends, that will also die. I mean to say, the daemon thread will also die. But in the preceding example, I mean to say, in the previous example, both of them were non-daemon threads. That means user threads. So that is why they were getting the chances to finish completely. But here, the daemon thread will not be getting its chance to finish fully, because if the main thread dies, it will die as well. Okay, so that is why it will not be getting its chance to execute its statements completely. So that is the idea that I have tried to show you, I mean to say, demonstrate you. So I hope that you have understood the logic behind this program, and you will be able to, say, implement this concept in your project related to Java programming. So that is the beauty of using daemon threads. It's a useful concept. So using this, I think you will be able to create some service provider threads for your, say, user threads, I mean to say, the worker threads, and that will be actually used for providing some background services for the user threads. So that's all for today. I hope that you have thoroughly watched this video. And if you like this video, then please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is the URL of my YouTube channel. And please visit my website techguruspeaks.com. You will get lot of useful information here. And this is my official email ID, admin@techguruspeaks.com. You can contact me with this mail ID. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.